Literally, debut. It's got to be when she plays Caitlin Clark. So they obviously end up debuting at All-Star Weekend because Caitlin didn't play when they were in Chicago, and Caitlin didn't play, or Caitlin's not playing in this game, so they're debuting at All-Star Weekend. The plan was to literally go and use Caitlin Clark for the launch of it. And I'm like,
the billboards were up, the cameras were ready, the shoe was launched, and then the audience disappeared.
We shall never know peace. At least when it comes to the WNBA space. It was this ad that Angel put out. And I don't know if this is part of a larger campaign where it's going to be similar themes in similar places. But because of where the WNBA All-Star Game is, and because of who plays on the Indiana Fever in the home city of the WNBA All-Star Game, it's going to raise some eyebrows.
What was supposed to be Angel Reese's defining all-star moment instead became a case study in what happens when marketing runs ahead of demand.
Angel me-bound prayer Reese. You're only relevant because you keep bringing up my precious CC. You want to pull up with your Billboard Reebok ad in Indiana talking about you in her trap. Man, stop it. You out of there. You hear me? My precious CC don't be in no trap. Real talk. You hear me? At the end of the day, she don't do those type of things. Yes. You hear me? Don't put that with her name at the end of the day. If you be in a trap, that's your business. You hear me? Whatever the case may be, that ain't nothing to be proud of.
The 2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis was positioned as a coronation moment. Angel Reese, one of the league's most visible young stars, launched her signature Reebok shoe and rolled out a citywide Billboard campaign.
it's one of those things where it's like it's very clear that one side is absolutely trying to milk whatever rivalry there is. Whatever rivalry there is, it is one side trying to do everything they can to keep it together, because that is where they're going to be at their most relevant.
The campaign centered on a territorial message. I'm in your city. Deployed in Indianapolis, the home market of Caitlin Clark.
But there is the part of me that's like, is this really necessary? And shouldn't Angel Reese be able to market herself at this point without invoking or even, insinuating some sort of attachment to Caitlin Clark? Because if I'm being honest about it, people say that moment, and that moment was huge. It will live forever. That moment will live forever. But Caitlin Clark was on this trajectory already. And if anyone has benefited more from the attachment, at least from an attention standpoint.
To supporters, it was bold branding. To critics, it felt calculated, leveraging proximity to the league's biggest draw without addressing the risk.
So the WNBA's All-Star Game went down 36%. That is a lot. That's more than a third from last year. Last year was over 3.4 million people, and it went down to 2.1. Now, you could say is a success. Yeah, for women's sport, that is still a lot of people. But at the same time, it really isn't a success, because think about it. It's the only sport playing. It's the only game that's going. And you only can draw that. So, and this is with all the stars. Remember, guys.
Days before the All-Star Game, the entire equation changed. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's most watched player, was sidelined with an injury.
But the WNBA All-Star Game ratings have come out, and all I could think of right off the bat was 4 little letters. F-A-F-O. F around and find out. You bleep around and find out what this league looks like without Caitlin Clark being involved in your biggest events. Kathy Engelbert, this should be a perfect example of why you need to get your officiating cleaned up, and you need to have a talk with your players in the...
And with that, the engine driving viewership stalled.
WNBA All-Star Weekend is supposed to be the star of all stars. All the big dogs is out. Asia Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, everybody's out. The big dogs are out. You got the Rook, you got Angel Reese, Miss Me Too. All of the stars are here. And look at this news. The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48% from $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing.
While Reese's endorsement deal marked a major milestone, industry observers quickly noticed something missing.
You can barely dribble. You miss layups on purpose, and they record them as rebounds. You be stat padding. You don't elevate your players. You went to a stacked LSU team. You hear me? My precious CC owns you. You want to know the record? She is 5-2 against you. You beat her in college one time. That championship. But what happened to the year after that? She sent you home. You hear me? And waved to your coach. You hear me? At the end of it.
The contrast was unavoidable. Caitlin Clark's player-exclusive Nike releases have sold out within minutes, driven by years of record-breaking viewership and on-court performance.
And sent a blatant message, a shot across thou bow. All right? And your ship, well, without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA and all their pay us what you owe us action, that action will sink. That action will sink. Woo! WNBA All-Star Game sees ratings drop without Caitlin Clark, and it's ugly. It's real ugly. Who is this?
The Reese-Clark rivalry dates back to college basketball, moments that undeniably elevated women's basketball.
There's no comparison between y'all two. You hear me? And she has a $28 million Nike deal. Nike is better than Reebok last time I checked. And ain't you me bound pray up Reese? Last time I checked, you said Indianapolis was racist and they was dangerous. Why did you show up? Because you could have just watched from the crib. You hear me? So let me tell you this. Please stop associating my precious CC with the trap. She don't know what a trap is. At the end of the day, she might know what a rat trap or mouse trap is, okay? But anything else other than that, please do not. No, we not gonna do that.
Angel Reese's 2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend was supposed to mark a major branding breakthrough. With a signature Reebok shoe launch and a bold, "I'm in your city" Billboard campaign rolling out in Indianapolis, the moment appeared carefully designed to elevate Reese from rising star to commercial centerpiece. Instead, the weekend became a lesson in the limits of marketing when it outpaces audience demand and on-court momentum. The strategy hinged on timing and visibility. Reese's Reebok, Angel Reese 1, debuted during All-Star festivities, traditionally the league's highest exposure event. The campaign's messaging leaned into confidence and territorial bravado, positioning Reese as a central figure in the weekend's narrative. However, the approach also drew scrutiny because Indianapolis is the home market of Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's biggest ratings draw. While rivalry has long fueled interest in women's basketball, critics argued that the campaign risked appearing dependent on proximity to Clark's popularity rather than Reese's own independent pull. That risk intensified when Clark was ruled out of the All-Star Game with an injury just days before tip-off. The impact was immediate and measurable. All-Star Game viewership reportedly fell by roughly 36% compared to the previous year, and ticket resale prices dropped sharply once Clark's absence was confirmed. While multiple factors influence ratings and attendance, the timing exposed how heavily the event, and by extension, Reese's shoe launch, relied on a star who wasn't able to play. The shoe release itself failed to cut through the noise. Unlike other recent high-profile basketball shoe drops that sold out rapidly, there was no public evidence of overwhelming demand for the Angel Reese 1 during the weekend. That contrast fueled online debate, with fans and analysts pointing out that signature shoes succeed when they are backed by sustained performance, emotional connection, and consistent audience engagement, not just marketing scale. This moment also reignited broader conversations about the Reese-Clark rivalry. Their college matchups helped elevate women's basketball into the mainstream, But the All-Star Weekend suggested that rivalry alone can't sustain consumer interest indefinitely. As some media commentators noted, narratives must evolve, especially at the professional level where weekly performance matters more than past symbolism.